So some of you know that the actor strike is going on right now in Hollywood. And while that continues, my fellow actors and I have to look for other sources of income. Luckily, there's a bookstore that's hiring storytellers, which is right up my alley considering that I'm an actor and I used to be a tour guide. Now, the only thing that they requested is that I send them a 60-second movie clip of me reading a book as if I was reading it to children. And they also asked that the book be educational, inspirational, and Disney related. No problem. They entered the basement, and the discoveries came quickly. Inside a vat of acid were several bones and a skull. A dissection table was covered with skeletal remains and stained with blood. The detective tested the dirt cellar floor with a shovel. Gases dispersed as a stench filled the air. Buried in a shallow grave were two dead bodies. Their feet amputated, and their eyes had rotted away. Well, I didn't get the job. However, they were curious to know why I chose Devil in the White City, in which I informed them it fell within their guidelines. It's educational, it's inspirational, and it's Disney related. You get to learn about the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago and how it was built and all the great inventions that came out of it, like the Ferris wheel, the automatic dishwasher. Cracker Jacks were introduced to the world, and the zipper, the invention that helped make date night easier. Plus, Pabst Blue Ribbon. It was crowned best beer in America. Now that's very educational and inspirational for anyone who wants to grow up to be an alcoholic. And on top of that, you get to learn about America's first serial killer, H.H. Holmes, and how he swindled people out of their money, which is very beneficial and educational for anyone who wants to go into business. And on top of that, you learn how he murdered them and got rid of the bodies, which is another great lesson in science and learning about human anatomy. And on top of that, it's Disney related. In 1893, when the World's Fair was being built, a carpenter by the name of Elias Disney helped build the 1893 World's Fair. And he shared these stories about the fair with his young son, Walt, who would later use them as inspiration to create Disneyland. Now, you can't get much more Disney related than that. Regardless, they thanked me for my time and said it was insightful, but they were looking for something more family-oriented, in which I offered to read The Shining. Now that's a great story about family.